Alright, it's been a couple minutes, couple hours, couple seconds, it's been a while actually, it's been more than a couple hours, it's been a few days, couple weeks, 12 years. Hello everybody, welcome back to La Resistance, where there is one nation we have yet to do, and I did promise it a while ago that I would come back and do the Spanish focus tree. I just got a bit distracted playing Bannerlord and games I actually want to play. I'm just kidding. Hoi 4's alright, I just didn't get around to it, but we're here now, and we're finally gonna have a big look at the mess that is Spain now in this goddamn DLC. But, before I get started, the weather sure is nice recently, isn't it? You could probably use something to keep the sun out your eyes, like a history boy hat. Oh my god, look at that thing! That could keep the sun glaring out your eyeballs, just like this cap right here. Essentially has the same energy if you wear it out in public too. Yeah, but not like you'll be going out in public anytime soon. Maybe just sitting in the garden and you want to look fresh AF. Well, there you go, History Boy hat with your History Boy hoodie, with your vote iSorrowproductions 2020. That's right, I'm running for president. Merch, link in the description, please. YouTube isn't really paying anymore. Right, so I know there's 1,000,001 videos already on how to break Spain. I've done a practice run already as one of the countries just to see how it works, and I've given it a little go. I'm not really intending to break the Spanish Civil War, although Spain does break in the Spanish Civil War. But that's kind of intended. So, if you don't know about this time period, Spain not feeling too good. Oh, and actually, let me just rephrase that. For the past 150 years, Spain's not been feeling too good. In the year 1936, well, that hasn't changed much. But hopefully, for once and for all, we'll be able to fix this. The thing about the Spanish focus tree now is that it is ungodly huge. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's not that ridiculous once you break it down. Essentially, it's pretty big, but there's only a few select choices you can do for each side you actually want to join. Now, as far as I'm aware, the most popular tree to go down is the Great Spain one and re-establishing Carlism, which I don't want to do because that's what everyone else does. And restoring monarchies is something I've had enough of. Instead, there's actually some pretty cool focus trees over on the Republican side of the field, where there will be one specifically I'll be doing. It's a little bit of a meme. So as soon as you start going down your focus tree, things start going off just about everywhere. It's just kind of a big gasoline fire that's just it's just more gasoline. Everything's gasoline. You got some more gasoline over here. You want some gasoline? Well, we got loads to sell for you to burn. Specifically, the thing that is a big part of who gets won in the Spanish Civil War is the influence you actually spend on provinces beforehand. Now, I'm not going to spend any influence just yet. I'm going to let them take this because later on, a whole bunch of stuff up here flips to them, and I'm not too sure if I can fix that or not, but we're going to give it a go. Oh, shucks, Reno, it's a civil war. Now, we're going to want to go ahead and do as much damage to the nationalists as we can before our next little surprise pops out unannounced. So we're just going to go ahead and push where we can as fast as we can, and the way this actually works for you to push is you actually need to plan offensives, which yeah, it's fun. It's real fun. So yeah, you just want to go ahead and butter them up as much as possible because soon, the party bus is going to come along, and oh boy, it's going to be a fun party. Oh, this two-way civil war. Oh, about to break down that door and enter the bedroom myself. That's right. It's me, Anarchist Productions here! Okay, already, this is incredibly, oh, that's not good. Okay, we wanna just grab as much as we can while the Republicans are still figuring out why half their army just turned into anarchists. Oh, after having the jolliest time in Spain, it looks like the anarchists have won. The famous anarchists of non-aligned party. Now, unfortunately, the joys of being an anarchist state don't really last too long. For number one, no one's in charge, but everyone's in charge everywhere, which is, yeah, it's kind of hard to get your head around that one. And second off, we are surrounded by a bunch of people who don't follow our way of life, so we must teach them the error of their ways. You know, it's kind of funny how every time one of these Spanish Civil Wars focus trees comes out, the first person to always really get it afterwards is the Portuguese. No one's ever gonna let them vibe out in peace, are they? There you go, look at that, we're already looking like a big boy, making some big boy plays. Totally can take on Germany on my own, I reckon. Maybe not. Cool thing the anarchists actually get, though, is their own special economy law, which is collectivized society. It's got a whole bunch of nice things on it. Alright, well, there goes World War II. We'll be keeping a very close eye on this one, because, you know, eventually I'm assuming the Germans might win that Poland war, and well, I got a feeling they might beat France too, especially when the French all seem to be lining up on my border, which, I don't know if that's a good idea, France. Oh yeah, I don't want to say that I was going to see this one coming, but I've played the game a million times, and I have a basic understanding of modern history. So at the moment, we are currently working our way down our very convoluted focus tree to unlock some very special things we can do as the anarchists. Another thing you can do is recover from the Civil War a bit quickly by going ahead and eliminating the guerrillas, which will go ahead and make these old Spanish corps now corps of us. Unfortunately, though, it requires 10 army experience. We have 4. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you go ahead and just wait for the compliance to go up in them anyway, they will eventually return to being a core, so hopefully we don't really have to worry too much, although we're not exactly struggling with manpower anyway. Also, if you're wondering why we're always stuck on 0 stability, it's because Anarchist Society actually gives you minus 2% stability weekly, which means, yeah, we're not getting rid of that anytime soon. I don't exactly know what they mean by the fact my Anarchist State is apparently not very stable. But you know what? I'll show you just how stable it is. Oh, okay, hold on. I also called it a state. It's definitely not a state. It's just a bunch of people running around doing whatever they want. But we also follow the rules. The rules of our small little communes, which are kind of like mini-states. It gets a bit convoluted. You know, like back in the day when it was like, what if every province was independent? Well, anarchism's kind of like, what if every person was independent and a state? But not a state! Oh, well, my spy agency's already got quite a few letters I was going to use anyway, so welcome to El Simporino! Now, one of the most interesting things about the Regional Defense Council is the fact you can actually become the Global Defense Council, which if you hover over that, makes you possibly one of the strongest nations in the game, because you can core any state. Now, obviously, we kind of need to go to war with someone to be able to actually do that, but who we go to war with, we're still figuring that one out. Don't worry, guys, just like my flag has changed to the Death Star, I have figured out our next goddamn plan. This is kind of a bit of a risky bisky, but hopefully it's gonna pay off big time, right? Yep. Okay, what I've done to China was absolutely disgusting, but it was necessary. Just, we're gonna conveniently run away now, and, just pretend like the mess we just made over there is no longer our problem. Alright, now, all we're doing is waiting for the Germans to get a big bogged down over in the Soviets, waiting for a successful D-Day from the Allies, and, also actually building some troops and some equipment up. Well, we're gonna have to declare war on the Germans. I don't know how you guys haven't seen this coming, but it's the only way to go. Alright, I don't have as much equipment as I'd like, or troop count, but we're gonna have to go now. This is the opportunity. Thankfully, with our focuses, we get a minus 75% war goal justification time, which means we can just get in here pretty goddamn quick. Oh, I just realized my guys aren't even wearing helmets. And I've got conjoined twins on the front line too, apparently. You know what, guys, sometimes you just gotta handle the big bad guy yourself, you know. I let all these chumps go ahead and give it their best shot, but you know what, all it took was a bit of comfy to... comfy. Oh, I've been saving this button for a little bit now, and I'm very interested to see what happens. Oh my god, there you go, I've just appeared like a cancer among the Germans as the anarchists rise up. Well, Whether or not they were effective is a question we will leave out of the reports, because we don't do reports. Anarchism, baby! I feel like it's safe to say what I've done to the map this game has been pretty much atrocious on every single way. Well, you'd think me going last in the peace conference would be a bad thing, but because everyone's already done all their puppets, they've just left the land up for grabs. This ain't gonna be too good for the old border gore, but the whole game so far hasn't been too good for the old border gore, has it? I'd like to see the part of the peace conference when the allies sit around and say, you know what, I think I know exactly who should take control of Germany. It should be the anarchists, who haven't even bothered to turn up to the conference because they didn't know it was happening because they all live in the forest. Okay, I think the most cursed thing to come out of this, though, is the Soviet Southern France commune down here. Which, why does this exist? Oh, I can ignite an anarchist uprising in my own puppet. Is that just gonna give me troops? I don't know why I'd do that. Well, Soviets, that didn't turn into much of an iron curtain, did it? In fact, it's not much of anything. It's more of the iron dong slowly penetrating Switzerland. Although, it looks like it might have penetrated all the way through. That's, what the dong you got there? Yeah, that anarchist uprising just gave me 6 divisions, and I spent 20,000 equipment on that. I think that was worth it. So I never really had the PP to be spared when we were at war, but now that I do, we can actually go ahead and start integrating provinces, which makes them a core, which is... oh, it's tasty. I'm not entirely sure what level of compliance you need to get up to, but I could do it in China, so we'll have to wait and see how long it's going to take us to be able to do it over here in Germany, you know? Now, take down the Allies seems like a whole bunch of work that I don't want to do right now, but I could take down the Soviets or Japan and teach them a thing or two about living in a commune. There you go, just a couple of Chinese states caught there, and we're up to 6.4 million manpower. Oh, you know what they say, ain't no fun without invasion of Soviet Austria. Now, I wasn't gonna push over here for the simple fact I thought the Soviets were just gonna run into me, but all their troops are over here and currently dealing with the Japanese while also doing a failed invasion of Turkey. So I'm gonna push from here. The problem is I didn't even make these guys any good. They're all green and they're just 20 with. All my good troops are currently getting grinded up in Austria. Oh, that's so cursed. I just realized revolutionary Corsica. Why do you do this? Great. So you just can wait for that because you had to get involved in my war on the Soviets. Yeah, I don't think the map's looking too good for you, Mr. Soviet Union. Oh, no, I've never been as sad as when revolutionary Corsica was split between 3 different people. Oh, I think my anarchist rise up actually paid off because I've managed to walk from here over to this position over here, a specific city that I won't name that I'm marching into unopposed. It's like an old meme that I think I remember. Look at that. He did the funny. Oh, that took way longer than I wanted it to. Oh, there you go. After a whole bunch of stomping on the communists, we've now established a really big council. Gee willikers, kid. You know what sounds fun? Councils! Yeah, I can't be bothered to do anymore. It's 1947. Okay, we're ending it with the Soviets. This was a interesting game. The Global Defense Council, or the Regional Defense Council, or the Council of Iberia, whichever one you want to go by, is pretty interesting gameplay-wise, especially with the coring mechanics, because, as you can see, 9.7 million manpower on top of all the buffs you get from your focuses. It makes you pretty strong if you can just get the ball rolling. Obviously, getting that snowball rolling is, it can be pretty difficult. Nonetheless, that's probably the last bit of Hoi 4 you're probably going to see for a while, because that's all I really wanted to cover with the DLC. Originally, I was going to do a March Madness, or whatever, and look at some new mods, but because the DLC came out a bit earlier than I was intending, we're going to put that on hold for now, but if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and buy some merch, link in the description.